following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Welcome to the Morgan Mann Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Stacy Cole Morgan. Here on the Morgan Mann Sports Podcast, we talk Atlanta Falcons news, pre-game predictions, and all other news surrounding the Atlanta Falcons.
Touchdown, Atlanta!
Also on the podcast, we talk Call of Duty League, esports, covering Roster Mania, major predictions, COD champs, player trades, and much more to get you ready for every single CDL weekend.
Scuff goes through, and Scuff snaps, wins the one-on-one in optic with the reverse sweep.
If that sounds good with you, put on your Falcons jersey, grab your gaming headset, and let's get this show started. What is going on, you guys? I'm your host, Stacy Cole Morgan, and you are listening to the Morgan Mann Sports Podcast here on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Goodbart HQ, or wherever you find your preferred podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, today we are talking about the Atlanta Falcons visiting the Chicago Bears this Sunday, December 31st at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So without any further delay, let's go to get straight into today's action. Alright guys, before we get into all that, do me a huge favor and hit that like button here on YouTube, smash the download button, and share this podcast with each and every one of your friends. It tremendously helps out the podcast right here. And if you don't know the quality difference now, ladies and gentlemen, I've just got me a brand new Blue Yeti Classic microphone. It is the big one where you can change the gain levels, the like 4 different pattern levels, everything like that to improve the podcast right here. So shout out to Santa, aka, parents, whoever. I'm getting the podcast microphone for me right here. It is tremendously a huge step up in productivity and quality in the podcast. So definitely look out forward this coming year for much more improved social media presence and just overall quality for the podcast right here moving forward. So now, since you have smashed that like button and the download button on your preferred streaming platform on YouTube, let's preview this Sunday's matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the Chicago Bears. So last week, everybody knows that the Atlanta Falcons totally decimated the Indianapolis Colts 29-10, improving their overall record now to 7-8. And we are looking to get at that 500 mark this Sunday against the Chicago Bears, who honestly have been improved a lot themselves late in the season, sitting at 6-9. They are 4th in the NFC North, with the Detroit Lions winning the NFC North. But the Falcons are looking to win the South. And this Sunday, we definitely need help from the Saints to make that not happen against the Bucs. So, I hate to say it, but go Saints to beat the Bucs. And then the Falcons will take care of business in New Orleans next week. But for right now, we got the Bears. So, the game odds, the spread is in favor of Chicago at a -3, but the public bet sitting at a 56% for the Atlanta Falcons to take the +3 right here. So Vegas is telling you Chicago, but the public is saying Atlanta should win this one right here. Your money line is a +130 for Atlanta and a -155 for Chicago. Both are sitting at a 50% public bet apiece. The total over and under is 38. And that is not available right now at the time of this recording on Christmas Day. Testing out my new microphone right here. So now let's go ahead and get into some stats. Like always, we go over overall team stats, not individual stats. So for this matchup right here, the Falcons offense versus the Bears defense, which honestly is an overall kind of evened out matchup if you want to look at it. The Falcons are 16th overall, while the Bears' defense is 12th overall. Passing, the Falcons are 23rd in the National Football League, while the Bears' defense is 23rd against the pass. This run game has came alive this past weekend, while we are sitting 7th overall in the NFL while running the ball, and the Bears' defense is number 1 against the run. So Arthur Smith and company is definitely going to have to figure out a way to get Bijan Robertson and Tyler Algier the ball and get them downfield more in that run game. the Falcons defense versus the Bears offense. So this Falcons defense is 9th best overall in the National Football League, while the Bears offense is 20th overall. Passing game, we are 7th against the pass, while the Bears are 29th while passing the ball. For running the ball, the Bears are 2nd in the National Football League while running the ball, while the Falcons are 16th against the run. So we will have a kind of a hard day while protecting that run, but for that secondary, Jesse Bates is definitely going to have another Pro Bowl caliber game this Sunday against the Bears, I do believe. Getting maybe 1 or 2 interceptions, and then past that, really hopefully scoring on defense for us, because it seems like this offense for the Falcons, yes, I know we got Taylor Heineke behind, the center now, so hopefully things will change for offense, but definitely it looks like the Falcons defense is going to once again have to save the day and win us this game right now. So again, Taylor Heineke is the quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons moving forward, and hopefully we can have another kind of statement game this Sunday against the Bears, but we'll have to wait and see. With that -3 right there favoring Chicago, of course, I'm always going to root for the Falcons and cheer for the Falcons and say that the Falcons will win, and that's what I'm going to do this Sunday right here. So I will say it will be at least a touchdown lead. Let's just say 28-20. Pretty much, or 28-21. 28-21 will be the final score, I do think, for this Falcons versus Chicago Bears matchup right here. And then after that, ladies and gentlemen, we got the New Orleans Saints next weekend. Hopefully this is the game where it determines if the Falcons will win the NFC South. But for right now, we got to root for New Orleans this Sunday. And also, we also got to root for the Minnesota Vikings to lose their game this Sunday as well. Because then that helps the Falcons. If we don't win the South, we can at least be in that playoff hunt at that number 7 seed overall. But still, we got to win. We really got to win to turn the season around and, make the best of it. And if it is an early first round playoff exit, that's the improvement that I've been looking for under this Arthur Smith regime. So, again, we'll have to wait and see. But again, my final score prediction is 28-21. Atlanta Falcons win by a touchdown. So, guys, thank you all so much for tuning in today. I sure hope you did enjoy it. If you did, make sure to like button wherever you are listening from. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Good Pod HQ. Merry Christmas to everybody, and also Happy New Year. Moving forward, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be an exciting year for the Morgan Mann Sports Podcast and Belly Up Sports as a whole. But until then, I am Cole Morgan. We'll catch you all later. Peace.
Thank you for listening to this Belly Up Sports Podcast Network product. Some said we go belly up, so we made it our name, and we're still here.